Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we're putting aside the new civilizations to focus on a few oldies as GL.DauT, playing as the Sicilians in red, gets ready to take on Sitaux, playing as the Vietnamese in blue. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate and closed off surroundings, because take a look, we do find ourselves on Arena and try to get their butts up to Feudal and Castle Age as fast as possible. Let's take a look at the civ matchup we will be watching today, while some Ibex get herded to their inevitable death. Now, a little bit ahead of the Ibex there. Now, the Sicilians, a civilization whose strength derives from their static defensive structures. Take a look at the top left of your screen. The Sicilians do start with 300 stone, 100 extra, which is fantastic because they build town centers twice as fast as normal, castles 50% faster than normal, and starting in Feudal Age can build their unique structure, the donjon. Think of this as a mini castle that gains HP and armor as the game progresses, and starting in Castle Age does shoot multiple arrows when ungarrisoned. Now, donjons, like their sister structure, the Bulgarian Krepost, can also be used to train the unique unit of the civilization, in this case the Sergeant, a medium infantry unit with great base armor. Man, how many times have I talked about how much I love the base armor of the Sergeant, and is one of the only two unique units in the game that you can actually train in Feudal Age. And by the way, you can use those same Sergeants to build even more donjons and repair donjons. Now, unlike the Bulgarian Krepost, donjon can also train spearman line units and does actually count, if you want it, as one of the prerequisites to building a stable or an archery range. Now, a super cool feature of the Sicilians is their ability to call a First Crusade, where each one of these, their town center, spawns 5 sergeants, all the way up to a maximum of 5 town centers / 25 sergeants. Now, to help protect those very same sergeants that I've mentioned about a million times so far, Sicilian knights and cavaliers can be upgraded to get extra armor. All Sicilian infantry, cavalry, and archer units take much less bonus damage, and all Sicilian units can be upgraded to be more resistant to conversion. That'll help feed their big, hungry, angry, militaristic population. The Sicilians do come with the best farms in the game. Every time you research an upgrade for your farms, you're having a little bit of trouble. Man, this house really has been a bit of a pain in the ass here for GL.DauT as he struggles with his Ibex. Anyway, as I was saying, whenever you research an upgrade for your farms, it more than doubles the amount of food added to that farm. And that means a fully seeded Sicilian farm in Imperial, fully upgraded, over 1,000 food. What happened here? A little bit of whack-a-whack at this gate as Sitaux makes his presence known here out on the map. Speaking of Sitaux, the Vietnamese, an archer civilization with access to 2 pretty damn cool archer units. The first, their unique unit, the Rattan Archer. This is the second fastest foot archer in the game. Comes with a decent attack, massive amounts of pierce armor. Think Huskarl levels, making it very hard for enemy archers to kill. Now, if your opponent still does try to kill you with those archer units, you can train the second unique unit of the Vietnamese, the Imperial Skirmisher. This is a better armored version of the Elite Skirmisher, and one that comes with a higher attack and bonus against foot archers and cav archers. Now, if that wasn't enough archer range, etc. for you, every single unit that comes out of a Vietnamese archery range comes with 20% more HP. Think Vikings and their infantry, in this case, Vietnamese and their ranged units. Now, to support their range units on the battlefield, Vietnamese elephants can be upgraded to get a massive 100 HP boost, and they do get conscription for free, which means that they do hit the ground running starting in Imperial Age, militarily speaking, of course. Now, to afford the costs of training their ranged units, their battle elephants, all Vietnamese economic technologies cost 0 wood and are researched twice as fast as normal. And these, ladies and gentlemen, the Vietnamese lumberjacks, can be upgraded to generate a small amount of gold while they cut down their trees. Now, unlike other civilizations that have features, bonuses, characteristics designed to help protect them against raiding, the Vietnamese have one that makes it a little bit more raiding their opponent a little bit more efficient. Let's take a look at the line of sight. Do you see something on the minimap? Yeah, you do. You see the enemy's town center. That is a pretty damn cool feature of the Vietnamese. Not as useful on a map like Arena. Generally not the longest distances, generally a lot of flat ground and very easy because it is walled off, knowing exactly where your opponent is. Not super duper relevant unless you're playing a civ like the Cumans, for example, and you start producing mass battering rams in Feudal Age, but it is still a cool feature of the Vietnamese, and I would be remiss if I didn't point it out. Both players, 23 villagers apiece, going up to 24, 25 as their scouts begin exploring the map, trying to find these juicy relics that are already strewn about. Oh, whack-a-whack. It looks like a red and blue, both. I thought I heard a third whack. I guess I'm wrong. I was going to say exchanging blows, but they actually were exchanging blows. 40, I'm pretty sure I heard a third whack. This is like, I'm going to have to review the Zapruder film to see on the grassy knoll whether this scout or this scout got a third whack off at their opponent. But for some reason, Sitaux, the scout unit got a little scared, headed straight home. Maybe he's already discovered where all the relics are. No, he's only seen 2. This one is very sour in this little dark patch that he hasn't seen. He also hasn't seen the one right next to DauT's base. Actually, both of them next to DauT's base. Oh, that is very sour, missing the 2 relics that are literally right here. How many relics has our Sicilian seen? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, speaking of sour, how sour is this? I love pointing this out. It's literally 1 tile into his vision. But DauT, to his credit, is out on the map. Sitaux, what is going on? Why is your scout scared? Did he get a little traumatized? Took a little bit of a sword whack and all of a sudden ran around, turned tail. It is our Sicilian who hits Feudal first off the back of 1 less villager. 20 seconds away is our Vietnamese. What are we working with here? A blacksmith, a stable. Okay. Now, knowing that you're going up against the Vietnamese and their archers, stables with the extra armor for their nightline units is not a bad call. I mean, Hauberk is a fantastic upgrade. It adds 2 pierce armor. That being said, I may be getting ahead of myself. This stable for now, probably once he hits castle for light cav slash these guys, scout cavalry units. Ooh, what are we working with today? We are working with snow leopards with their big bushy tails. We've got a stable. You've got a blacksmith. Both players building the exact same thing. Sitaux, expecting perhaps some kind of bust-in early on, is creating a wall off here to the north part of his base. Bit of a indirect wall off. I think there's still a tile in between these 2 structures. And now he discovers this relic as well. Still hasn't seen. No, yes, seen. Okay, I apologize. The square on the minimap was covering the position of that relic. And yet again, with a 20 to 25 second lead, it is our Sicilian with 1 less villager who is heading up to Castle Age first. We'll see what DauT decides to spend the extra stone on. Will he plop down multiple town centers? For now, doesn't look like it. He's got very little wood, not even enough to build 1. I mean, if he was the Britons, maybe with their half-price wood discount. But for now, he is pumping out a second scout. Sitaux already has 3 out on the map, looking to sandwich this red one. Oh, look at this. Oh, the micro in Feudal Age is always so much fun to watch. But now a reinforcer comes. And here we go. A bit of a wackadoo happening as Sitaux to the north continues exploring for relics. Okay, now he has seen all 5. DauT has also seen all 5. Spearmen being mixed in here for our Sicilian. A monastery, of course. You can't gather them relics without monastery. Not exactly a warrior priest civilization are the Sicilians. I suspect the exact same thing is going to be built here for our Vietnamese. The question is which villagers. He takes them from the berries. Ark of the Covenant in blue, Ark of the Covenant in red. And we are going to see a pretty standard, well, I feel like it's going to be a pretty standard opening salvo in stage 2 of the arena game. Stage 1, everyone rushes to castle. Stage 2, everyone fights over relics. And stage 3, once the relics are all taken to the respective national museums of the civilizations, then we build our armies, we gather our forces, and we butt heads in the coolest way possible. Light cavalry now on the field of battle means only 2 whacks to kill a monk, whereas these scouts, because it's only a +6 attack bonus, they need 3 whacks. So our Vietnamese monks, okay, right as I say that, our Sicilian light cav show up. Okay, I was going to say the Vietnamese monks a little bit safer, but no, they're not. And by the way, this is not safe at all. This is not safe. We have seen how many games where light cavalry units just run circles around a defensive, what do I want to call it? Posturing of their opponent. But why did you stop? Why did you stop? Keep going. Keep going. Balls of steel on the monk as he moves. Will blue notice? Will blue see? No, he does not. So first relic here going to our Sicilian as a first relic returns home for the Vietnamese. This is not a battle that our Vietnamese wants to take right now. Yep. And that is exactly why. By the way, first kill, first blood going to this spearman. This totally unupgraded spearman with his nice little attack bonus against cavalry. And by the way, by winning here, he has secured this relic for his monks. Sitaux has the same idea. 6 army supply to 9, 36 villagers to 33. I hope we get to see elephants in this matchup. A third town center going up for our Vietnamese. A second already up. Very nice positioning, by the way. Good access to the gold. Lots of space for farms. Another town center for our Sicilian. Ooh, he does not want to engage here with his super weak light cav unit. Oh, 2 kills. Look at this. As the relic makes it home, we've got a spearman with 2 kills. And now our Sicilian's going to be sitting on 3 relics as a couple of brothers here waddle out onto the middle of the map. There is one last relic. It is firmly being controlled by the Sicilians as they zone out these Vietnamese light cav. But the Vietnamese, they know about the relic. They might want to pivot left here. Even with all of these units, it's not enough to save the monks. But GL.DauT, knowing that, is bringing 2 monks. He's trying to distract Sitaux with 1 monk. This is like a magician. This is like the prestige. You distract with the right hand while it's really the left hand that gets the relic. But Sitaux's trying to come in from the south. He loses one of his light cav. Oh my god, what an absolute disaster so far for our Vietnamese. Losing 2 units to that spearman. Where is this hero spearman, by the way? Here he is getting healed up. And then losing a light cav to a conversion. And then losing the relic war 4-1. Wow, okay. Well, stage 2 of the game is about to end right as a third town center pops up for our Sicilian, who is now down 6 villagers, double the army count, but a lot of it's light cav. And right now, the light cavalry have basically served their purpose. I love this location, 3 tiles away to give him enough room for farms. Wood, stone, farms, anything and everything under the sun is mineable over here. And let's see how our Vietnamese plans on responding. He is building a secondary wall off using houses. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. Maintaining his 6 villager lead. Getting wheelbarrows, something our Sicilian does not have. But now he's moving out with these 2 cavalry units. Where are they going? He sees on the minimap that there are no more white dots, so he knows that he's lost the relic war. He is pumping out more villagers 8 at a time, while our Sicilian pumps 5 or 6. No one really building their military. Players rushing to get their economies up and running. I want to see elephants. I love Vietnamese elephants. The 420 HP. They're just so badass. Even missing blast furnace doesn't matter. And I don't know what other unit you should be building against the Sicilians. The Sicilians have some pretty good counters to whatever the Vietnamese can throw at them, being an archer civilization. You've got nightline units with extra pierce armor. You've got sergeants with a 3 or a 4 base armor. I think he's got to go elephants. Oh my god, his economy is so much more efficient than the Sicilian one. He's already got handcart, just wheelbarrow, just now being researched. He had to buy food just to afford it. Our Sicilian dumping every ounce of food, every steak, every, I don't know, what do Sicilians eat? Every fish from the sea that makes up, I guess, the national cuisine of Sicily. We know why he's going up to 5 town centers. We are going to keep an eye out for the crusade at the top left of our screen. But he is investing every morsel of food he can into building his villager count, which is why he's now finally caught up. He is going up to, what, 78 to the 83 of his opponent once the current cycle is done. GL.DauT also starting to add in villagers to his stone gathering, which our Vietnamese has already done. Look at the gold count of our Vietnamese. And by the way, super cool feature of Capture Age, bottom right of your screen, resources collected. Look how close these players are. I'm actually absolutely surprised that there's only a 400 resource difference. Our Vietnamese player had a villager lead and had handcart for the longest time, and he loses another unit. So I am absolutely a little flabbergasted. I'm not going to lie that it's now it's a 300. Now it's a 200 resource lead. How is our Vietnamese economy so much less efficient after having handcart and a villager lead? I don't know. One of the mysteries of the high elo games, he moves out with 350 stone. Oh, he bought 300 stone. He wants that crusade. And he wants it yesterday. This is a lot of villagers, 9 of them being pulled. This is 10% of his economy lamed for the next little while as it constructs a castle, a market finally going up for our Vietnamese, who again is not really building any military structures, getting a castle up of his own, perhaps suspecting that his opponent is already getting a castle, seeing as how there's literally nothing. Oh, he's going to discover it now, will he? No. He sees the villager moving out. What will he make of that? Will he chase the villager? He falls for it. He chases the villager, loses sight of the castle. I'm going to keep my mouse on the castle selected just so I can have an easier time seeing a crusade. It is a Castle Age unique technology, I believe, which means we can see it at any moment. Both players heading up to Imperial. Our Vietnamese with a massive 1.5 minute lead. But militarily, he's going barracks? What? He's getting squires? He's going... So he really does expect some kind of big cavalry push out of our Sicilian, who is happy to let him think exactly that. Squires. Okay. Squires forging. We know what that means. Any minute now, a silver crown will appear in the top left of our screen. It is not exactly the most expensive. Only 300 gold. And I think 400 food. I don't think it's the most expensive. There it is. There it is. Yes. This is one of my favorite unique upgrades in the game. I have a few unique upgrades that I really, really love. Chautauqua being the other one for the Hindustanis. But let's keep an eye out on these town centers in 30 seconds as a bunch of blue pikemen. By the way, Sitaux hasn't gotten a single kill yet. But here we go. I got a little premature over here to pivot the camera. But I don't care. Let's see them. Let's see them spawn in 5, 4, 3. I'm so giddy. Ah, oh, there they are. There they are as they make their way with their 3 base armor. All of a sudden, the army count for our Sicilian jumps to a massive 35. And these halberdiers don't know it, but they're basically dead. They can do nothing against these sergeants. They attack on a 6. The sergeant has 3 base armor. Both players now in Imperial. Oh, our Vietnamese is going rattan archers. Ballistics. Armor for them as well. He's already got bracer finished up. Their pierce armor is not going to help them much at all against these sergeants who are now constructing a donjon. And they're going to be elite. Thank you to the viewer who reminded me that this shield shape is called the kite shape, because it looks like a kite. Let's look at their stats as they become elite. They jump up to a 4. Ah, my God. Our Vietnamese is going to have a bit of a difficult time with this. DauT expanding out onto the map. He's everywhere. Let's take a look at his vision. You guys know how much I love harping on about map vision and asymmetry of information in this game, just like in Real War, as a snow leopard leaps into action on the left, as donjons are being built on the right. Another donjon. Let's see how well the rattan archers hold here against these sergeants. They are doing a good job. They don't come with any bonus against infantry, do they? No, infantry 0. I'm surprised they're doing such a good job. What's their firing rate right now? Okay, 1.7. That must be it. But there is no way they can close here. Thankfully for them, they do have a castle. We've got halberdiers taking on sergeants in the back. And this is a fantastic move out of our Vietnamese. Oh, first of all, he gets 2 converted sergeants. Fantastic on its own. And now he's mixing in bombard cannons. Oh no, but the gates open, the gates open, the gates open. The bombard cannon's getting attacked by the 1 sergeant. Who will die? They both die together. Oh, and now he's getting, okay, so he's getting fletching for these donjons most likely. Chemistry for the donjons. His blast furnace is being researched for his sergeants. And the sergeant count has been whittled down to a meager 8. as the rattan archers move forward. Now, like I said, their armor makes them impervious to these donjons. There's nothing that these donjons can really do right now. Sergeants are a different matter, but oh, for now, he's holding. The castle to the north is under attack as well. Even more donjons and arrow slits as well. Siege engineers, yikes. DauT is pushing in. DauT wants to end this. These rattan archers need to pivot a little bit. There's not much left over here in terms of military. They have to get this treb. They are defending their castle. No upgrades on the HP for the castle just yet. And let's see these guys. Like I said, their armor, they're elite. Look at that pierce armor. 10 pierce armor means they don't care about this donjon that attacks on an 11. Literally 1 damage per arrow. Now they're pulling these sergeants off into the death. Brought to you by this one castle with 3 kills. Massing his forces to the south, massing his forces to the north. Why aren't you attacking the treb? Why are you not attacking the treb? You've got a unit that's basically invincible to these donjons at the moment. Focusing his treb here to the south. So he is cleaning up the donjons to the south. But okay, now he's running away. At least bring a bombard cannon. But he gets stuck behind a few stone miners. DauT is just controlling the map, and with that control comes the gobbling up of the resources. He is strengthening his structures. He does not want to F around. He does not want to find out, and he is making himself as tanky as possible so that he can just produce, it looks like, as many sergeants as possible. Fully upgraded sergeants. There's paper money. So these lumberjacks, of which he's got 49, are going to start bringing in a small trickle of gold. But we've got fully upgraded sergeants about to take on fully upgraded rattan archers. Add in some elephants. It's the only thing I think you can do. Maybe onagers for our Vietnamese. Oh, this is such a missed opportunity to get all of these trebs. Where the hell are his rattan archers? They're finally moving north. The trebs are still exposed. Blue sees them. He's got the line of sight for it. Now he's going to get pushed off this stone, although already shouldn't mind too much about that. He's already mined it out mostly. But I mean, what the hell can our Vietnamese here do in the long run? The castles are fantastic, but take a look at the map. DauT's putting the Sicilian Squeeze onto our Vietnamese. The rattan archers are focusing on what? On trying to save their villagers who die in an absolute bloodbath. Now, armor aside, this is now enough for rattan archers to be highly problematic for our Sicilian as his army to the north gets whacked. But the army to the south, castle is down, sergeants are in. Once this gate falls, it is big. Bad news bears is the expression I'm looking for. Oh, forget the gate. Just delete one of the walls and go back. Okay, this is enough now to one-shot the sergeants, which is great. 51. But what the hell do you do against this? This is inside your base now. The Sicilian Squeeze has forced our Vietnamese to pivot completely north, which means his base is under siege. He's got almost double the army count. Not anymore. He did a second ago. Not anymore. Not once the sergeants close. They have penetrated. They are building more and more donjons. He's 3 stone away from being able to afford another one. And look at that. He's thieving the stone right from underneath the very nose of our Vietnamese, who again now finally deletes that wall. But the stone miners pay the price. But with their lives, they paid for enough stone for another donjon. And in it comes 4 more trebs. Our rattan archers need to pivot. 4 trebs focusing down on a siege workshop that's not really building anything. 7 trebs in total. What are these bombard cannons doing? Oh no, they're missing shots against the sergeants. I mean, look at the base armor of the look at the armor of a sergeant now. 8 against the unit that does 11 attack with 85 HP. What is that? 30 volleys, 29, 28 volleys needed to kill 1. Okay, he's doing a good job. Where are you going? Where are you going, bombard cannon? You have something called range. Use it. 13 range to be exact. One of them dies to the sergeant. And look at that, our Vietnamese has repelled the Sicilian onslaught, but what the hell is he gonna do? Look at the mini-map. Look at the mini-map. It's literally a claw. A Sicilian claw heading straight for the Vietnamese base. He's starting to mix in light cav. They do not get hussars, which means these light cav are the best they're gonna do, and they're missing blast furnace, but oh no. This is way too many sergeants. Or maybe I'm being a little bit too pessimistic? Oh goodness, no, I am not being pessimistic. Yeah. I mean, this is, I would have loved to see these guys fight forever and ever, but oh my goodness, he's getting onagers. Our Sicilian is getting onagers. And then after that, you best believe siege onagers are going to be on the menu. He's got the food for it. And maybe not, maybe not. Still needs a bunch of gold. If only our Sicilian could control the gold all over the map. Just doing exactly that. Our Vietnamese just gets squeezed into his base, and even though he takes a decent fight here, I mean, you tell me, more blue dead bodies or more red dead bodies on this battlefield? Yeah, definitely more blue dead bodies. And even though he's taking the battle, this might be a fighting retreat all the way back to this rear castle. And by then he's just going to be out of resources. And even though he had paper money, how many lumberjacks did he have right before he passed away? 70 lumberjacks. You know, that's not terrible with paper money. That's a good trickle of gold that's coming in. But ultimately, yeah, I think he realized this is just the first wave. And when you fast forward in your mind's eye the game another 5 minutes, another 10 minutes, another 15 minutes, there's going to be a more powerful wave, and even more powerful wave after that. And we see it. He's already moving forward with the siege. He's got 2 mangonels training. Where are they training from? One over here. No, actually, no. Okay, so they're both training out of this siege workshop. This one's researching onager, and this one's about to be built. And probably, if I had to guess, he's going to sell some of his wood. I don't think I don't think DauT needs 6,000 wood. But our Vietnamese just sees a few moves ahead, and even though he's held temporarily, I suspect he realizes that, yeah, rattan archers are not really going to hold this off. That's why I was really hoping for battle elephants. But with the loss of the center comes loss of control of resources, and he just doesn't have the gold for battle elephants. Forget 420 HP. I don't think he can even get to 320 HP. Although actually he does have bloodlines. So maybe he will. 183 sergeants, 108 rattan archers, peak APM, middle of the game, peak APM. Actually at the exact same moment. 14 minutes, 2 seconds, 13 minutes, 57 seconds. Okay, so that's Feudal Age micro there for you in a nutshell. And let's take a look at the economies. Yeah, 20% bigger Sicilian economy. Relic gold, 2,000 more relic gold, which accounts for the difference. And he gets all the scarce resources, does have a lot more food, 10,000 more food. And the Vietnamese does get more wood, which I guess does help out, especially with paper money being researched. Kill count, 181 to 146. Both players tickling away at each other's villager count, but no, I don't think this is really the reason somebody won or somebody lost. I think the real reason is that these rattan archers have basically outlived their usefulness against sergeants. Because again, this guy attacks on an 11. This guy's got an armor amount of 8, and this is not a plumed archer, so it comes with no attack bonus against infantry. And even though he's got 49 of them now, after this engage, he'll have 42, 41. After the next wave, he'll have 30, and then less and less and less. And by the way, lost control of his relic, even though the monk did pay the price here for taking that relic. So ultimately, it is our Sicilian who calls the crusade. 25 sergeants to start with, 45 afterwards, with their insane base armor, their insane tankiness, who just overwhelm and hug our Vietnamese base to death in the Sicilian squeeze to the north, to the south. It is DauT, our Sicilian red, who takes the game, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.